Hey, my name is Chad. On this channel, as I always say, we like to make stuff, and welcome to the 5th video of my goal of 20 videos for the month of September. And today we're going to talk about making something. Now personally, I thrive when I'm in the creative process, whether that's in the conceptualization of something, or the planning of something, or the actual creation of that thing that I thought of. And that's the biggest payoff I get when I actually produce something and it's tangible and it's useful and maybe sometimes even fun or just amazing. That is the true payoff for the creative process, and I absolutely love that feeling. So I'm out here in my wood shop surrounded by all my beautiful tools, but wood is not the only medium that I work in. Now, as a creative, I have found pleasure in creating things with electronics, computer design and graphic stuff, art, music, and perhaps one of my most satisfying creative outlets is game design and creation. So here's just a quick sampling of some of the games I've created. This one is called Dying Planet, which is all about gathering resources from other worlds and bringing them back to our own world, where evidently there's some kind of a big planetary collapse of the environment, and these resources are needed from off-world to be brought back on, and it's kind of a race against time game. Okay, this game is called Great Tits. Funny name, right? But evidently there's a bird species that's kind of native to like England, they're called tits, and there's like 8 different species of tits, and there's plenty of innuendo in this game, and it's not yet released, but very soon. This is a baseball dice game with pegs that you use to roll the dice against each other, and you get different results that you would get from a baseball game, and you score it like a baseball game. That's still under development. There's kind of a game that exists already. I've expanded on that and made it a little more complex, if you will. So that one, keep your eye open for that one. And then you'll recall about a year and a half ago, I launched the game that I've been working on for 8 years called Bomb Run. It's a B-17 simulator card game where you go through 25 missions with your crew of 10 and try to get as many of them back home alive through the end of their tour. Here is a initial prototype of that. But you'll recall in my past couple of videos I said September is going to be a huge month for me. Well, today is one of those big markers for the month of September. You might recall back in June I ran a sale for the Bomb Run, and I sold about 50 of these. And today, well, this past week, those sales, those purchases have started to get fulfilled from thegamecrafter.com, where you can find this game, and people started receiving those. I'm getting lots of feedback already, and I got my copy because I ordered 12 of the 50, so I'm going to do an unboxing of that, and we're going to take a look. And there it is, big box from thegamecrafter.com. We're going to slice it open and take a look at the contents. I think this is pretty cool because I created this. And remember what I told you about having something tangible in your hands? You know, I've already had this in my hands for a year and a half, but now we're going to see them in bulk. Let's get the camera in here. Okay, this right here is an imposter. That's not my game. That's a game I wanted to try out, so I added it to the order. So here we go. Should be 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are good. Okay, so let's take a look at one box in plastic. Oh yes. And at this time, September of 2022, I have sold, well, I don't know what the exact number is, but it's around 180. and I'm responsible for purchasing about 17 or 18 myself. So that's pretty good though. That's pretty good numbers. Huh. Check this out. Can you scan that barcode? I'll hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. So if you scan that barcode, you'll probably get all kinds of information such as where to purchase it. You'll find maybe some videos and just general news. So look at that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can expect inside the box when we open it up. Of course, they are all covered with cellophane. I'm just going to go ahead and peel it off, obviously. Okay, so on the box it is a linen finish print. It's very I guess water resistant, not waterproof, but water resistant. So you could actually write on here with a dry erase marker and wipe it off. You could actually write on here with a permanent marker and use one of those alcohol swabs to wipe it off, and that's one of the features that is part of the gameplay. You can write on the cards to mark your progress with a permanent marker, and when you want to reset your deck to start a new set of games, then you'll use an alcohol wipe to wipe it off. Again, the game is a persistent game-to-game. It builds from each game to game. As long as you have one of your crewmen, you will mark his completed missions and his kill record right on his card, and that will have an effect on future games. Okay, so it's packed with packing paper, and inside you've got a baggie full of your stack of cards and the rule book. Okay, so one thing that I offer for free on Thingiverse is if you have access to a 3D printer, you can print a card organizer, and it looks like this. You can keep your cards all nice, neat, and organized. Because one thing you can do is you can put your game down in the middle of a game and put it away and pick it up later. So you want to have a way to keep those cards from getting mixed up inside the box. So inside here is a 3D printed plastic insert, and you can get that free on Thingiverse, and I will link that in the description. Of course, you can find it on here as well, on this barcode. If you've got the actual game, then you can go ahead and scan it and find it on Thingiverse, or you can purchase it from my Etsy store, and I will print it up for you and send it to you. And you know, that of course has a fee, and that fee includes shipping. So that's how that looks. In fact, where is... here it is. All right. So this is what the 3D printed box insert looks like. It comes with the actual insert. It's labeled on the top with raised lettering. It says mission, references, and not in the mission. And then it's got a large slot in the back for extra cards, because you'll need to place cards that are out of the game permanently or not yet in the game. Okay, then it also comes with these little card dividers. This one says home, which means maybe you have a particular crewman who is injured and he went home. Unfortunately, you got to have one of these, KIA, and prisoner of war. So all of that is a possibility within the scope of this game. So what in the world, you might be asking, am I going to be doing with a dozen copies of my own game? Well, there's three things really. Number one is I want to hold a couple back for gifts like birthday presents and Christmas presents. And by the way, Christmas is right around the corner. I know it's September, but you have to think about how the Game Crafter operates. You make an order on the Game Crafter, and then there's a production process, and you go into a queue, which might be 1,000 people long, waiting for your game to be created before it gets shipped, because it is a print-on-demand service. I'm not saying go out and buy a Bomb Run, but I am saying go out and buy a Bomb Run. But if you find something else on the Game Crafter, then make sure you are thinking ahead for Christmas gifts and birthday gifts for that matter, because it might take 4 to 6 weeks to even get your copy created. Second thing I'm going to do is put about 5 of these up for resale on my Etsy store, and you can also reach out to me directly with a comment down below saying you want one, and we can work that out. But if you buy one from me, you won't have to put your order in the Game Crafter queue, which I just told you is about 1,000 people long. Those copies will also get a 3D printed insert at no extra cost. Yeah, so that's one option. That's the second option, actually. And finally, the third thing I have planned for these is marketing materials. You got to get these in the hands of people with influence who can make decisions and expose this to new audiences. So one idea I have is these can go out to museums, and you know, they can see if it's relevant for maybe their game shops or for their gift shops. Number two is these will go out to YouTube reviewers. YouTube reviewers usually have a larger audience, or at least a different audience, and they can expose this to new eyes, and hopefully this will get out to more people that way. So if you are a YouTube reviewer and you'd like to have a copy of Bomb Run to review on your channel, then please reach out to me, and I'll be sure to get a copy of this to you. If you are in the United States, then I'm happy to cover shipping, and if you are abroad, then let's have you cover the shipping, and I'll give you the game, no problem. And also, those copies will get a insert, no charge. And most importantly, if you are a supporter of Bomb Run, having already made a purchase of Bomb Run or are going to make a purchase of Bomb Run, I am immensely grateful. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to support even further, then go to Boardgame Geek on the Bomb Run forum and participate there. People are writing out their missions, like they're going deep into the story of the mission that was just created for them through a play of Bomb Run, and they're going into an entire saga of this, and I myself am participating in that. So go check that out, even if you just want to read along, because there are some immensely talented writers out there who are contributing, and it's just part of the fun. So yeah, and finally, if you haven't seen the commercial that I made for Bomb Run, check it out right here.
War called, and these boys answered. Farmers, city slickers, a halfback and a roughneck, leaving home for the great unknown, joining a new family, and becoming experts on the newest battlefield. Whomever they are, there are 10 of them. And they've got the same 25 missions ahead of them. Bomb Run is an epic solo card-playing experience where your goal is to play out the 25-mission tour of a 10-man crew in a B-17 flying fortress over World War II Europe. Each mission is played out in your hands with a deck of cards guiding the narrative.
Fighters, 3 o'clock low.
You'll have to react to Nazi fighter attacks.
6 o'clock level. Come on, 5. Watch it.
grows together and improves with success and experience. Each game is a single mission that carries over from game to game. Your objective is to get as many of the original crew to the end of their 25-mission tour as you can. But no matter how hot your crew is, fate gets the last vote. Remember, the whole purpose of the B-17 is all about the bomb run. But that's not the end of it. No, sir. You can bet they'll throw more fighters and flak at you.
Okay, here they are. 9 o'clock high, enemy fighters. Get that one at 3.
Expect to take damage and casualties along the way. In Bomb Run, anything that could have happened can happen. Will your rookies make it back on 3 engines? No 2 games will ever be the same. If you're ready to experience the highs and lows of your own epic story, pick up your copy of Bomb Run from thegamecrafter.com. Just type Bomb Run in the search. Landing that fortress won't be easy when she's missing parts. Looks like they managed. Time to celebrate, boys. That first one is out of the way. Nice work, Jimmy. You got your crew back in one piece. I see Leo took a bit of shrapnel, but he'll be fine. Only 24 more missions, boys, and then we get to go home.